The old desolate road stretched like a serpent through the dense forest, its path winding and treacherous. It was a road seldom traveled, hidden away from the prying eyes of civilization. But for Alex and his friends, it seemed like the perfect route for a spontaneous road trip. The group consisted of 4 friends: Alex, the adventurous leader; Sarah, his girlfriend, always up for a thrill; Mark, the skeptic who scoffed at any talk of the supernatural; and Emily, the quiet one who harbored a deep fascination for the unknown. As they drove deeper into the heart of the forest, the sunlight faded, swallowed by the thick canopy overhead. The air grew heavy with a palpable sense of unease, but the excitement of exploration kept their spirits high. It wasn't long before they stumbled upon an old, abandoned town hidden amidst the trees. Its dilapidated buildings stood as silent witnesses to a forgotten past, their windows shattered, doors hanging off their hinges. Ignoring the warnings whispered by the wind, they ventured further into the ghostly town. Strange sounds echoed from the depths of the forest, haunting melodies that seemed to seep into their very souls. Their journey led them to an old, decrepit mansion at the edge of town, its once grand facade now a crumbling ruin. With trembling hands, they pushed open the creaking door, the musty scent of decay assaulting their senses. Inside, the air was thick with an oppressive stillness, broken only by the faint whispers that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. Mark scoffed at the superstitions, dismissing the eerie atmosphere as mere imagination. But as they explored the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, they soon realized they were not alone. Shadows danced at the corners of their vision, fleeting glimpses of something lurking in the darkness. Their footsteps echoed like thunder in the silence, each sound amplifying their terror. And as they reached the heart of the mansion, they came face to face with a horror beyond comprehension. In the dim light, they beheld a grotesque tableau, walls adorned with macabre paintings, each depicting scenes of unspeakable horror. And in the center of the room, a figure stood shrouded in darkness, its eyes gleaming with malevolence. With a scream that pierced the night, they turned and fled, their hearts pounding in their chests as they raced back to the safety of their car. But even as they drove away, the echoes of their terror lingered, a reminder of the darkness that lurked within the forest depths. As they sped away from the accursed mansion, a sense of relief washed over Alex and his friends. The headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating the narrow road ahead as they left the haunted town behind them. But their relief was short-lived, for as they ventured deeper into the forest, a thick fog began to descend, shrouding their surroundings in an impenetrable veil. Panic clawed at their hearts as they realized they were lost, the road disappearing into the mist like a pathway to oblivion. With each passing moment, the fog grew denser, enveloping the car in a suffocating embrace. Sarah's hands trembled on the steering wheel as she struggled to navigate through the swirling haze, her knuckles turning white with fear. Desperation gnawed at their sanity as they searched for any sign of civilization, but the forest seemed to stretch on endlessly, its secrets hidden behind a curtain of fog. Suddenly, a figure loomed out of the mist, a spectre clad in tattered rags, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. Sarah slammed on the brakes, the car skidding to a halt as they stared in horror at the apparition before them. With a voice that seemed to echo from the depths of the abyss, the figure spoke, its words chilling them to the bone. "Turn back," it whispered, its voice a spectral whisper on the wind. "Turn back before it's too late." But before they could react, the figure vanished into the fog, leaving them trembling in its wake. With trembling hands, Alex urged Sarah to drive on, the fear in his voice betraying his resolve. As they pressed forward, the forest seemed to close in around them, its twisted branches reaching out like gnarled claws. Shadows danced at the periphery of their vision, taunting them with glimpses of horrors unseen. And then, just when they thought they could take no more, they stumbled upon a clearing in the forest, a sanctuary amidst the darkness. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient oak tree, its branches twisted and gnarled like the fingers of a corpse. With a sense of dread gnawing at their souls, they approached the tree, its bark marked with strange symbols that seemed to pulse with otherworldly energy. And as they reached out to touch it, a voice whispered in their minds, a voice that spoke of ancient secrets and forbidden knowledge. With a cry of horror, they recoiled from the tree, their minds reeling from the revelation of what lay hidden within the forest's depths. And as they fled into the night, the echoes of their terror mingled with the whispers of the wind, a haunting melody that would forever haunt their dreams. For in the heart of the forest, where the shadows dwell and the darkness reigns supreme, there are secrets that are best left undisturbed. And for those who dare to venture into its depths, there can be no escape from the horrors that lurk within.